Well, now it is 5:51 Eastern Standard Time, and I got 336 miles before I get to Charleston. You didn't really miss much. All that happened was I drove through Indianapolis, and when I say drive through Indianapolis, I mean I got stuck in traffic and I was going at about 10 miles an hour through there. I got a couple pictures of Indianapolis, so that was cool. Now I think I'm still in Indiana, going south through Indiana. I don't even think I've hit Ohio yet. I didn't cross any state lines that I've noticed, so I don't know where the fuck I am right now. All I know is that I'm 335 miles away from Charleston. In other words, I'm 335 miles from having a pillow to rest my head on and to just sleep, because tomorrow is going to be the final day of the trip, and I'm going to be driving from Charleston to Baltimore, and I'll probably be doing some more recording then. By the way, I'm sorry if this looks like a shitty Joel Schumacher movie or something with the way it's being tilted. I'm not trying to go for like that 1960s campy vibe or anything with the camera angle. It's just that the mount that I have this planted on is, the duct tape's finally starting to wear off here, and I'm going 80 miles an hour down 65 southbound, so I'm not really going to stop and try to adjust it and all that. So fuck that. It's getting darker out. Pretty soon I'm not going to need these shades. And I have 81.8 miles before TomTom tells me what my next move is. And I got plenty of gas before I got to stop again. I've stopped. Well, alright, I didn't want to tell you, but I stopped and went to the bathroom at a Burger King back there somewhere. So I got that going on. That's taken care of, and also I had to get out and stretch my knee because my knee was starting to hurt. I get this feeling like my knee's gonna lock up on me, so I gotta get out and stretch it a little bit. I must be getting out of Indianapolis because I'm starting to see more hills and trees. I mean, I'm starting to get out of Indiana because I'm starting to see more hills and trees instead of just farmland. This must have been where I was driving through a couple days ago when we had that bad storm, and because I didn't get a chance, I couldn't see anything. So, but skies are clear right now. Everything's good. I wouldn't mind if it rained. I'm okay with it. Oh, that's the problem. It's this piece of tape over here. Yeah. Fuck it. But yeah. Still in Indiana. I keep wanting to call it Indianapolis, but I thought for sure it was going to rain because I saw some of those eucalyptus clouds or whatever they're called, the big puffy clouds, meaning that's like rain forming. That was all out to the left there. I guess that's east. I guess that's the east, out that way. Right now, TomTom's got me heading like dead south, straight ahead. I guess I got a compass on me. I can't tell exactly what direction I'm going in, but I know that the TomTom is sending me to the hotel. And according to this, my next exit is going to be in Cincinnati. So I'm either in Ohio. I think I'm in Ohio now. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it says Columbus, next to interchanges. So I must be in the general Ohio area. I must have crossed state lines at some point, because going between Ohio and Indiana isn't really like a big toll booth type thing. You just kind of enter Ohio, and you can just leave Ohio. You don't got to pay to get out or pay to get in. This is you just leave. I guess depending on what road you're taking. But between Indiana and Ohio, it's just like, hey, thanks for coming to Ohio, and you enter Indiana. And I guess I must have exited in Indiana at some point. I don't know. I just want to know when I'm going to hit West Virginia, because that way, I'm sure I'll know when I hit West Virginia. I'll start to see the Appalachians like I did a couple days ago when I was driving from Philly to Columbus. beautiful territory out there. It really is. Edinburgh, Columbus, Taylorsville. Yeah, it must be in Ohio now. I'm just wondering if I've bit off more than I can chew with this part of my road trip, because I think I've stopped too many times. I figured I was going to give myself another hour, see how I feel, you know, food-wise, before I stop again. And even then, I'll probably just go to a McDonald's, go through a drive-through, and just, you know, get some food from there. Or a taco, well, maybe not Taco Bell. If I go through, I don't got nothing against Taco Bell. It's just that, you know, it's just really sloppy. I don't want to have like bits of lettuce and cheese and shit all over the car. I don't, you know. If I was gonna eat Taco Bell, I would go in and eat, but I don't want to stop anymore. If my knee starts, God forbid my knee starts to hurt again, I got my painkillers in the bag. I will pull over, I will go to the bag. They're not like prescription painkillers, it's over the counter stuff. It's legal. Yeah, you know, here, I'm gonna share this with you. It's not illegal. I want to point that out. Take 2 Advil liquid gels and you take 2 500 milligram Tylenol. You take all 4 of those at the same time, but you don't do it more than once every 12 hours. No more than once every 12 hours, because it might cause liver damage. But the thing is, that combination is the equivalent of a 7.5 milligram hydrocodone, which is a pretty powerful mix. But the thing about it, though, this minivan decided to get in front of me. That's, yeah, thank you. Yeah, let me go 5 miles slower because, you know, we're on a camping trip. Thank you, Mr. Griswold. Anyhow, what it is that particular combination is it doesn't make you lucid when you take it. It's not for recreation. Well, I mean, drugs should never be done for recreation anyway. I mean, when I used to have OxyContin after I had the neck surgery, you know, they gave me 40 of them. They gave me 40 of the damn things, and I only needed 12. So, you know, and that was back when I used to work at the Walters Art Museum, and we would go on these damn weddings. We would have to work where we would have to walk on these marble floors, and your feet would start to hurt like, and not just your feet, but your knees too would start to hurt like hell. So if I would pop an OxyContin during a wedding, and I'd be good. I'd be more than good. They were 500 milligram OxyContins, for God's sake, you know. And I was floating. I felt like David Blaine. I thought I was floating around when I was patrolling everywhere. But anyway, yeah, that's what they want you to do during weddings. They want you to patrol around the wedding guests. They want you to keep an eye on the wedding guests. Yeah, hey, this is the greatest day of your life. By the way, I got to keep an eye on you and kill the fun because my former boss, Chris Kunkel, wants me to be a fucking narc. Just let them have fun. But anyway, I would take an Oxy, and that'd be great. But when I do this Tylenol Advil combo thing, I can still feel a little bit of pain. It doesn't kill all of the pain and then make you woo like Oxy does. It just kills like a good portion of the pain. So you're still lucid. You still got, you know what the hell you're doing. So it's like if you're some guy who operates heavy machinery and your back is killing you, do that. And you'll still be able to operate heavy machinery just fine, but your back won't hurt you as badly. It doesn't kill all the pain, it just takes out most of it, you know. You still feel a little bit of it, you know. Like when I'm at work, sometimes, like if I'm doing a double shift, I'll do it in between shifts to kill some of the pain in my knees and in my if my feet are really hurting, or if I have a toothache or something. It'll kill the toothache, but you'll still feel the pain in the legs, you know what I mean? Like it goes to where the pain relief goes to where you really need it, and then, you know, and then it's like, all right, well, good luck to everything else, you know. Just, and that's another thing. I've never doubled up on the dosage, and I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't recommend doing that. I don't know what the hell will happen. So just do the 2 and the 2, and that's it, and no more than once every 12 hours. Because and you know, if you do any, that's your. If you want to do something else, that's your responsibility. I'm not gonna fall responsible for that. But I told you the correct dosage. So if you fuck up, that's not on me. So, but I just want to let you know that that combination doesn't kill all of the pain, it just kills most of it. You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna drink a Monster. If I can find it, there it is. Because I had 3 cups of, I had 3 cups of coffee. Well, when I say 3, all right, you know, I'm real particular about caffeine, just like I am about drinks. You know, if somebody's at a bar and says, I've had 4 drinks. Say, well, good for you. What were they? You know, was it like 3 beers and a mojito? Was it a roll? Was it 2 shots of whiskey and a Long Island iced tea and a beer as a chaser? I mean, what was it? You had 4 drinks. Good for you. But what exactly? I like specifics. Anyway, when I say I had 3 coffees, I mean to say I had 3 diner coffees at that Les Brothers restaurant back in back in Illinois. Was it Oak Grove, Illinois? Well, it was one of the Illinois. It was one of the 2 locations. I told you about that. But anyway, I had 2 cups of really good diner coffee there. And then I had one of those coconut cake cappuccino thingies from the Dunkin' Donuts that was right nearby. Hey, there you go. That narrows it down. That narrows down which Les Brothers restaurant I was at. It's the one with the Dunkin' Donuts in the parking lot. It's like a real narrow Dunkin' Donuts because it's got a drive-through around the side, and on the inside it's like, it's also part of a Baskin Robbins. I don't know. I guess they're owned by the same company or something. I don't know, but that's one of the best. I'm not sure the story behind that, but it's one of the best. What do you call it? Partnerships you could ever. Yeah, you get all your sweet shit right in one area. It's awesome. I love it. I remember one time my parents and I, we went down to Virginia. I thought somebody behind me was flashing their lights, but they're not. They just turned them on. I don't think they realize they have them on. But what happened was I was going down to Virginia because my grandfather at the moment lives down in Virginia. And what he ended up doing was he ended up stopping at a Taco Bell, and the Taco Bell had a KFC built into it. So we ended up getting like a bucket of chicken for dinner, but then we ate Taco Bell for lunch. So because it's like a 5-hour road trip to get down to Bridgeport, Virginia, from Baltimore, and you know, I haven't been down to see him since for a couple years now. What ended up happening was I ended up saying to Mom, I said, yeah, next time I come down here, I hope we're in a biplane. That's the only way I would ever. But then here I am driving, taking, you know, who knows? Maybe I might go down there and visit him before he moves out of Virginia. I'm not sure. Probably not. We're trying to get him to come up. We're trying to get him to move up to Baltimore, so that he can, you know, come live near us, which would be cool. Actually, he would live right up the street. He would. There's a couple of old retirement homes. I don't want to say old age homes. There's a couple of retirement homes right up the street from where my house is, and I could just walk right. As a matter of fact, my great grandmother, she used to live there when I was a real little kid. I don't remember much of my great grandmother. I remember this one Christmas, she came over. It was a couple years before she passed away, and she bought me this yellow microphone thing that, well, see, back in the day when radios, you know, back when people used to have radios with them instead, now everything's through your phone and, you know, everything. I guess they still sell radios. They got radio signals, but ever since everything went digital, I don't know what the hell, you know, the radios are like now. I mean, apart from the cars. But I'm not a techie. I can't explain. But anyway, my brother had this radio, and you could plug pretty much everything into it. You know, you earphones. You could plug those big earphones into it. They had like jacks and holes for everything. I don't know what outlets, I guess it's called. Outlets is the name. I don't know. Yeah, this one Christmas, my great grandmother Seder, she came over, and she bought me this for Christmas. She got me this yellow microphone thing, this foam yellow microphone thing, and I guess I don't know. I was like 3-4 years old at the time, and she got me this thing, and I don't know. All I remember is like completely rejecting it, and I know kids do that shit all the time. Just give me a fucking minute, alright? Hang on. It's natural for a kid to reject a Christmas gift now and again. All right, I get it. The problem here was that, first of all, I don't have a lot of memories of my great grandmother Seder, and this is one of them. This is one of the few memories I got of her. The other time was when I went up to 3838, where she used to live, her apartment building at the retirement home, and I went up there, and she had this red Christmas ornament thing. It turned on and it played music. It hasn't played music in like 20 years. The battery, and it's not just the batteries that are broken on it. It's some kind of thing on the inside is broken. But I remember as a kid, I probably fucking broke it for all I know. That's probably the reason why it's broken. But there's that memory I have of visiting her at her apartment building. This fucking Christmas thing that I can't shake off my head. The reason it's such a big deal is because, you know, for all I know, she was probably really gutted by the whole thing, you know? I mean, but then again, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it was just some stupid $20 thing that she bought, and she probably took it back the next day or whatever, got an egg beater or whatever it is, you know, great grandmothers get. You know, that's one of my memories of my great-grandmother's Seder. Rejecting a gift at Christmas, possibly breaking some kind of thing in her apartment. Probably not. I probably didn't break nothing. I just barely remember visiting her at her apartment at that retirement home. You know, sometimes I gotta look at the family album to even remember what her face looks like, because I just can't. I barely knew her. You know, I was only like maybe 3-4 years old when she passed away. 5 at the most. And, you know, I don't remember a lot of stuff from back then. I mean, I got memories from back. I can't recall all my memories at the moment, but, you know, it's... The other memory I got of my great-grandmother was the day of the funeral. We used to have this old 1992 Ford Escort, and or it was a we got the 92 Escort later. It was a 86 Ford Escort. Anyway, I was like, we went to the funeral. We went to my great-grandmother's funeral. But all I remember of it was playing in the back it was a station wagon. And when the car was moving, I was never in the back of the station wagon when the car was moving. It wasn't like that. I was in a car seat. But when we got to the funeral, my dad stayed in the car with me, and they had the funeral. It was about, I don't know, 100 yards off. And I remember everybody standing there in black, and you know, and I remember seeing the coffin. It was in the that was such a rambunctious little shit when I was that old. I understand why they had me stay in the car, because I probably would have been running all over the fucking graveyard. I you know, just it's just stupid shit like that pops into my head sometimes. And I don't blame them for it. I understand their need for it and all that, but I just wish I had a chance to get to know her better. You know, I wish I was like, you know, my brother and sister, they seem to, they're older than me. I'm the youngest in the family. My brother's 44 and my sister, she's 41. You know, they were born in the 70s. They got to grow up through the 80s, and you know, they were old enough to remember most of the 90s. Hell, the only bits of the 90s that I can remember is from like old VHS tapes, or that I got from my Aunt Ruth when she passed away. She had boxes. I'm talking boxes of VHS tapes that she recorded back in the late 80s and early 90s, back when VHS was like a really huge thing, right? And I remember going through most of them and finding these old TV movies and these old, and she didn't always cut the commercials out. My dad, when he used to record things back in the 90s, he used to have a little thing. Back before VCRs had actual remotes, it was always attached to like a wire, and it was like 3 buttons. It was record, play, stop. Well, okay, maybe it was more than 3 buttons, but you know what I mean. Anyway, what he would do is he recorded. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's called Lonesome Dove. It's one of the greatest miniseries ever made. Came out in the late 80s. It's Robert Duvall, Tommy Lee Jones, Ricky Schroeder, a whole bunch of people. Diane Lane, Robert Urich when he was still alive. Tons of people played in it. And it was a 4-part miniseries. It came on, I don't know exactly which network. I think it might have been CBS or something back in the late 80s. And it was a Western. And but my dad, he recorded it, and he had this little thing. He had this little recorder, old ancient VCR, and he cut out all of the commercials. He would pause it and then record, pause, record when the commercials came. Well, my Aunt Ruth, she used to do the same thing, but 9 times out of 10 she would miss a couple commercials. You know, she was probably busy. I'm not saying this because she's a woman. I'm just saying she was probably busy cooking something in the kitchen while she was recording at the same time, you know, because she was known to multitask, so she probably forgot, like, oh, whoops, commercial break. And she didn't want to, like, come back and miss some of the show, so she just kept it running. You know, it's an 8-hour tape, well, actually at the time they were all 6-hour tapes. The 8-hour tapes, they didn't invent those until, like, a little later. I remember right near the end of the whole VHS era, they started having 9-hour tapes, and you could record for 3 hours on high quality before it ran out of tape, or you could just record 9 hours going, you know, normal, you know, well, not normal quality, it's kind of shitty quality, but yeah, she had all kinds of it. The first time I ever saw that movie, Sword of Gideon, which Steven Spielberg totally ripped off, by the way, when he made Munich. Munich? Yeah, I said, yeah, Munich. But yeah, I watched that, which was a good movie. It wasn't all long and drawn out like Munich was. It was just like, okay, this is what happened, revenge mission, done. It didn't have a whole bunch of like side shit going on like Munich did. I mean, that movie was like 3 hours long, dude. Sword of Gideon was like an hour and a half. They cut out a lot of bullshit so they could have some commercial breaks. And it was like, no, wait a minute, I think Sword of Gideon was a 2-part miniseries. So yeah, it was like 3 hours, but with commercials altogether. 2 hours, two part, hour and a half, 30 minutes of commercials. Or no, it was something like that. But anyway, it didn't have a bunch of shit and political commentary and everything in it. It was just it was like, okay, this is what they did, and now the Israelites are going to go get revenge. Done. Simple. But yeah, she had a whole bunch of tapes, and I used to watch these VHS commercials from the early 90s. I remember I saw the old TV teaser for Terminator 2, Judgment Day, and like everybody, it's movies and stuff like that. They're time capsules, man. And if you can find old VHS, tapes from movies of that time, you'll see like advertisements and trailers for movies that had been out for like 20 years, but at the time everyone was getting excited for because they weren't out yet. It's just neat time capsule type shit like that. So that's basically my extent of the early. Now that and watching reruns of Married with Children, which I remember seeing episodes of when I was a little kid. Same thing with Cheers and MacGyver, because those were like bleed overs from the 80s into the 90s. Same thing with Hunter. I remember seeing episodes of Hunter, especially in syndication. I remember when I was a kid in elementary school, I couldn't wait to get home so I could watch Knight Rider and Hunter, because they used to come on Channel 54 in the afternoon. And my brother and sister, they would laugh at me because they'd be like, man, we've already seen all this. Well, I wasn't fucking born at the time, alright? I want to watch them. I'm excited for it. And that's the point of reruns. Well, now we got Netflix and all that. But, back then, reruns and syndication and all that, that was the shit. That's how we binge watched. VHS tapes were how I binge watched. If I wasn't able to watch something every day, I would record my favorite TV show. In this case, it was Batman, the animated series. I didn't have a chance to always watch it, but they would have the reruns of it on after school on Channel 45. And I didn't always have a chance to watch it, so I would pop it in the VCR and record it, and I would record all the commercials and everything. And then I would just save that tape just for that show. And then then during the weekends, when I had time, I would pop it in the VCR and I would just binge watch all 5 episodes from the week. Just boom, 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 boom. And then when I got older, when they would have shows on syndication at later on at night, I would have old episodes of Cheers, old episodes of Frasier, old episodes of Taxi. They would have all those on like TV Land before TV Land turned to shit. They would have all those on, and I would tape all those. And then at the end of the week, I would just binge watch. That was the original way to binge watch. You record everything you wanted to watch, and then there you go. And it wasn't always perfect recordings. I would have to rewind back a couple hours because I would record some fucking Gunsmoke or something. I love westerns, but I wasn't, Gunsmoke is just too. A lot of stuff from the 70s is really hokey. The original episodes of Gunsmoke, the half-hour black and white episodes from the 60s, those were good. But all the hour-long, Matt Dillon used to shoot people in the 60s, and then in the 70s, everything was all anti-violence on TV. So, it was more like Little House on the Prairie starring James Arness than it was Gunsmoke anymore. It was just terrible. The only reason they brought it back for those next 10 seasons was because the wife of the president of CBS at the time, she loved Gunsmoke, and he was like, nope, you gotta bring back Gunsmoke, don't cancel it. Or otherwise his wife was gonna give him hell. So, that's the whole reason why Gunsmoke went on for another 10 years, was because, and like I said, the 10 worst years of the series, was because, it was all because some guy didn't want to get pistol whipped from his wife. I meant to say a different word, but I'm going to stick with that. Sorry. I'm mixing my words up. I'm trying to concentrate driving and remembering TV trivia at the same time. But, and I'm looking at the TomTom. I'm trying to figure out where the fuck I'm at. 45 miles before the next thing it's going to tell me to do. But yeah, okay, it's not fair to say the whole, last 10 seasons of Gunsmoke were shit. There was a couple of good episodes. I remember there was this one 2-parter, and this goes back to VHS tapes again, because I used to record Gunsmoke. This one time I was recording it, remember I told you sometimes I'd end up recording it in the afternoon when I was at school, and I was like, oh shit, wait a minute, I didn't mean to record, but I wasn't at home there was like timers you could set, but I didn't know exactly when to set the timer, because sometimes I would set it too soon and I would miss the last 3 minutes of the show, you know, because networks back then, they were trying to battle against this new thing called TiVo. This is when DVRs first came out. I didn't have those. I didn't have a DVR. I still don't have a DVR for recording TV. I mean, I have a DVR for recording games thanks to Xbox One, but I didn't have a TV DVR back then. But nowadays, it's like a standard thing. You know, everybody records with DVR. But back then, TiVo was the new big thing at the time, and all the TV networks, everybody, even the cable networks, were trying to battle against it, because TiVo used to cut the commercials out for you when you were to record it, and they didn't like that, and they were losing money. They were losing advertising money because of it. And what they ended up doing was they would just mess up the scheduling on purpose. They would have the show start and end 3 or 4 minutes after the come on people, what the fuck? The show would end 3 or 4 minutes and would begin 3 minutes before the allotted time and end 3 minutes after the allotted time, because that way people who had their TiVos set to a specific time would purposely lose bits of the show. You know, that was like the people who had TiVo, but the thing that sucked was that happened for the people that had VCRs too. When we would set the timer on our VCRs to record at certain points, like I used to do, once I figured out how to do it, because it's not easy. It was like, you know, VCRs were like rocket science. Everybody brags about building PCs and custom build PCs and all that. You know, try setting a fucking VCR timer, pal, and then come back to me and brag, okay? It took me 3 years to figure that shit out. But the thing is, the joke in movies is always, oh, well, I can't believe you figured out how to set the timer on your VCR. Well, you know, set the time on the VCR, that's easy. Setting the timer to record shit on and off, that's the fucking trick. That's the you know, fucking Einstein level of intelligence you need right there, you know. But anyway, I got it set, but the thing is, because of the backlash against people who own TiVos, I got fucked out of 3 minutes of shows when I would set it. So, getting back to Gunsmoke, the whole reason I would even have Gunsmoke on the VHS tape was because I just said fuck it, and I would set the timer for like an hour after my shows were over. I think I used to tape Hogan's Heroes, and then they had Taxi and the Dick Van Dyke Show, and Hunter was on for a while. Then they took that off, and they would have Miami Vice was on for a while. I used to watch that, and you know, they would just switch it around every like 3 months. That used to drive me fucking nuts, because I was like, wait a minute, I didn't see all the episodes of this. But now they got Netflix, so that's not an issue anymore. I know you're probably listening to me and you're like, wait a minute, man, there's Hulu and Netflix. Yeah, I know. I'm talking about, this was 10 or 15 years ago I'm talking about. I was like a teenager. I'm going back here. I'm going back. This is like arcane technology I'm talking about. But anyway, what it was with Gunsmoke was there was this 2-part episode that must have been, I guess Breakheart Pass, that Charles Bronson movie with Richard Crenna and Charles Bronson, which was a great movie, but that's another good Western. I guess that was a hit in the theaters at the time, and people were like, you know, because even back then TV was battling against Hollywood. They were trying to keep people in the homes instead of allowing, you know, keep them in the homes, watch TV, make money. Hollywood's like, no, come out of the homes, go to the theaters, make money. You know, that shit's been going on since the 50s, back and forth. Right now, TV's kicking Hollywood's ass. Let's be honest, they're kicking. This decade is the decade of television, and Hollywood knows it, and that's why but Hollywood, I'm not going to get into that right now. Anyway, the thing is with Gunsmoke was they had this 2-part episode, and it must have been during Sweeps Week, because it was like a total ripoff of Breakheart Pass, but it was actually really good. It was actually pretty decent for a ripoff of Breakheart Pass. See, Matt Dillon, James Arness's character, not Matt Dillon the actor. Matt Dillon was on this train, and he got kicked off the train by the bandits that took over, and then he was trying to get back on the train, and then something else happened. Fuck, I can't even remember, but it was one of the best 2-part episodes of Gunsmoke ever, especially for the 70s. And it was pretty decent. And the thing that drove me fucking nuts was I remember recording part 2 of it. I remember recording part 2, but I didn't know what I did with the tape. And for like a couple of years, I never found the tape. I don't know what the hell happened to it. And one day I was just like rummaging through shit in my drawers and everything. I think I was looking for stuff to sell on eBay. And I came across the tape and I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll sell this on eBay. And I popped it in to fast forward through it to see what was on it. And sure enough, there it was. It was part 2 of fucking Gunsmoke of that episode. And thank God they had one of those previously on things, because I didn't know what the shit was going on, because it had been 2 years between episodes. But man, I remember being so happy that I found that tape and I was actually able to see part 2 of the thing. I can't even remember what the fuck happens in the episode, but the fact of the matter is I was happy for those 40 minutes, because I fast forwarded through all the commercials, that I was able to watch part 2 and complete the little mini story that episode, that 2-part episode was trying to convey. So there we go. Within 37 minutes, I've almost cried, and I have given you a story of my triumph at the same time. How about that? If I don't get a fucking Emmy for this, I don't know what, you know. I'm not gonna get an Emmy for this. I'm probably gonna get like 5 views on YouTube. But you know what? It's all good, because I'm getting this out of my chest and I'm talking to somebody. You know, it's better than talking to myself. I could be talking to myself, but all this would be a waste of fucking breath. You know, and that would seem like a nut job. So at least I'm going to post this on YouTube at some later date, and when I get to some decent Wi-Fi at least, and someone will watch it. There we go. Probably like 5 people will watch it, but hey, you know what the fuck? It's something. Austin. Where the fuck am I? I know I'm going south, but I know I haven't gone that far south. Austin. It can't be Austin, Texas. There's probably more than one Austin in the United States of America. I hope. Driving next to a truck. You know those antennas that they have that they're like triangle shaped and they're metal. And anyway, I'm driving past a truck carrying a bunch of those. I still got another quarter tank of gas before. No, I got about a third of a tank of gas before I got to stop for gas again. And I'm 287 miles away from the hotel. Oh wow! Hey, shit! I just looked at the TomTom. All this 80 mile an hour driving I've been doing for the last like hour, I've trimmed off 8 minutes of my trip. All right. And I haven't had any road work in a while. There hasn't been road work problems, so that's good. Gotta adjust my foot for a second here. Yeah, go around me. I was just adjusting my foot. Jesus Christ. You slow down just the littlest bit and everybody starts driving. What the fuck? Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, Cadillac Escalade. I'll see you at the next gas station. Yeah, you burn that fuel, motherfucker. Burn it up. Kill that planet. Jesus Christ, man. If I had an SUV, I wouldn't be. Yeah, he's already got to stop. Fucking hell. See, if I had an SUV, I would not be driving that fast. I got a 1999 Toyota Corolla. All right. Oh, I know Toyota's had some bad press a few years ago during like the recession, because they had to cut corners because it was a recession, and they put like faulty braking and all that kind of stuff in their cars. But no, this girl's reliable. Japanese made, fucking Japan, man. Yeah, I know we fought them in World War II, but to be slightly politically correct, we were fighting Imperial Japan. We weren't fighting the wonderful, technologically driven, possibly irradiated by this point, Sony creating fucking badass people we got now. And I don't want to sound like a weebo. I don't watch anime. Okay? Don't watch anime, so I'm not a weebo for praising the Japanese. I'm praising the Japanese because they have built this beautiful machine. Everybody goes apeshit about Detroit Motors. Yeah, that's great. GM, yeah, that's great. Good job. You made a lot of families homeless because of your fucking shit back in the 80s. Fuck those guys. Japan is where it's at when it comes to cars, because this car is fucking great. It's beautiful. Fucking love Japan, man. I might go there someday. I don't know if I gotta learn Japanese in order to go there, but, you know. Once again, I'm not a weebo. I don't watch anime. The only anime show I ever watched was Cowboy Bebop, and I'm sure everybody says that. They're like, oh man, I watch Cowboy Bebop. They're like, yeah, I know, everybody watches that. Well, it was a fucking good show. It was only 2 seasons. It's like 24 episodes tops. There was like shoot 'em up bang bang action. What more could you fucking ask for from a television show? I don't give a fuck if it's animated. It was good. You know? But then they got all this weird shit like Sailor Moon and fucking Pokemon, and you know, it's like, for all I don't know all the extent of my medical conditions, but I can tell you for a fact that I don't want to watch a lot of anime because I don't want to like get epileptic seizures or some shit from watching it. You know, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it. All right, there's a food exit coming up, and I'm not really hungry at the moment. 6:34 Eastern Standard Time at the moment. I told myself I'm gonna you know, I'm gonna go until about 7, and then, you know, see how I'm feeling then. And I'm not even getting out of the car. I'm not getting out of the fucking car. I'm gonna go through a place with a drive-through. Salem. What am I, Massachusetts? What the fuck? Where the fuck am I? I'm not near Cincinnati. All right, I must be in Ohio because I'm 30 miles outside of Cincinnati. So, yeah, must be Ohio. Must be. I think. I don't know. All I know is I'm 282 miles away from the motel. I'm drinking this Monster. I don't give a shit. I need it. It's the closest thing to cocaine I'm ever going to get, people. There's guys that snort that shit up their nose. They smoke it through cigarettes. They do all kinds of stuff. I don't want cocaine in my life. I've never had cocaine. Like I told you before, the furthest down the drug rabbit hole I've gone is marijuana, and that's not even a drug. I don't want to pop LSD. I've seen what that does. I've seen what that does to people. And just dating Samantha, I know what heroin does to people, so I'm definitely never doing that. I'm never doing anything else other than marijuana and Oxy, which I haven't done in a few years because I ran out of Oxy like 3 years ago, so, you know. And plus I got that Tylenol Advil thing that I came up with, and I only ever do that stuff when I'm in pain, so there you go. Apart from alcohol, I'm clean and serene, baby. Scottsburg. No, or is it Scottyburg? Scottiesburg? No, it's 2 T's. Scottsburg. They got a water tower for some town coming up here. I guess Scottsburg. I guess I'm in Ohio. I mean, I'm 27.7 miles outside of Cincinnati. I must be in fucking Ohio. I really don't want to stop anywhere until I don't want to stop until I get to like Kentucky or well, do I want to stop in Kentucky? Maybe that's a question I should be asking myself. Actually, you know what? Out of all the states, I've already ragged on New Jersey enough. I got good reason for it. But I've already ragged on New Jersey, and I'm pretty sure I've told you my stance on Alabama. I mean, really. I mean, come on, man, come on now. If Alabama didn't have football, who the fuck would care about Alabama? You know, I mean, yeah, Leonard Skinner would probably be like still singing about it, even though he's in, you know, well, I'd like to think he's in heaven now. But I mean, apart from that, apart from the song and apart from the football team, what exactly does Alabama do for the rest of us? Okay? We already know New Jersey doesn't do a goddamn thing. They don't do shit. People go up to, apart from it being like, for the longest time, apart from it being like the Las Vegas of the East until every state decided to have their own casinos. So, it's not really that special anymore. Okay, maybe not every state has their own casinos yet, but, everybody's getting on that bandwagon so that they can try and keep the money inside their state borders. So, yeah, there you go. Atlantic City has, fuck all to do with anything anymore. It's not really the East Coast gambling mecca that it used to be. Then again, I don't think it ever really was for the longest time. So, yeah, gambling's gone. Shit, sorry, I gotta say excuse me on that one. That was a big one. When there's a lady present, I'll say excuse me, but if I'm just talking to a Windows phone, I only say excuse me for the ones that are worth saying excuse me for, because you can probably hear them all the way from... The speaker on this is pretty good, so you can probably hear it pretty good from wherever you're watching this video in the future. So, yeah, excuse me. But anyway, yeah, New Jersey doesn't really offer us anything, to be honest with you. I mean, I remember being in Wildwood when I was a little kid, and there was some... I remember there was some old Ernest Borgnine looking motherfucker. Not that Ernest Borgnine was a horrible person. I'm just comparing this guy looks wise. Actually, he looked more like Chief Wiggum than anything. He looked like a real life Chief Wiggum without the hat and the uniform. He wasn't a cop, but he was just this old Polak motherfucker who yelled at me and my friend Nicole. I was staying with my parents and I were doing a beach hopping thing where we would go. We started at Wildwood, and then we went down to Rehoboth, and then we went to Virginia Beach, and then we did it twice. I remember we did the beach hop thing twice. We stopped at different places each time. I can't remember exactly. I might be getting both of them mixed up. But anyway, we stopped at Rehoboth, and then we went the furthest south we went the first time. The first time we went on the beach hopping thing was when my sister was with us. And we went, and the furthest south we went was South Carolina, and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And then the second time, like 10 years later, we did it again, and the furthest south we went was Savannah, Georgia. Anyway, we were in Wildwood, New Jersey, and there was this old, and I know it's racist against the Polish, but the Polish don't give a fuck. This old Polak-looking motherfucker. It looked like a combination of Chief Wiggum and Ernest Borgnine. There, I took half the cut off of you, Ernest Borgnine. Bless your heart. Anyway, this guy yelled at my friend Nicole and I for playing. We were playing with like army soldiers or some shit on the side of the hotel that we were staying at, or I should say the motel that she and her mother were staying at. We just stayed the night because it was like a double room type thing. She didn't come with us on the whole trip. But anyway, she yelled that this guy came around and was yelling at us for some shit. And he said, I remember him coming up to me and he said, "Boy, if I catch you around again, you're out of here," or some shit like that. Well, I was only like 8 years old at the time. I mean, if somebody would say some shit like that to me, I'd pop him right in his cocksucking mouth. As a matter of fact, I hope the son of a bitch is dead. I hope he's fucking rotting in a grave somewhere. Son of a bitch. But now, of course, I was 8 years old. The thing I did was I started crying because I was scared shitless. This fucking Polak guy, this old wino Polak motherfucker, comes up to me and he tells me that shit. And I go up to my parents and I'm like, he says he's gonna kick us out of here because I was playing with army men. Well, my dad, he went down and talked to him. He set him straight. And then I come downstairs and I'm still crying. He's over by the pool, skimming the pool, and he's scared to see my mom and my dad and me. And he comes over and he says, "Oh, hey, buddy." He's making nice and all this. He's like, "Oh, hey, buddy. I didn't mean to say all that." Fuck you, you old cocksucker. I hope you're fucking dead. That's what was nice. My dad, he set him straight. I don't know what he said to him, but I would give my left nut to go get a time machine and go back in time so I could see him curse that fucking guy out, or whatever the hell he said to him. Because all of a sudden, he was all tough. He was like, "Oh, get out of here." And then later on that day, you know, I come down there, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, buddy, it's okay. Yeah, fuck you, son of a bitch. Man, I'm really digging deep, ain't I? I know the 90s are coming back into fashion, but you didn't expect this song. You know, oh well. Oh, she's cute. I'm looking through the mirror. I can't tell if she's driving or the other guy's driving. Ah, fucking road work. Come on. I was going for like 100 miles before I started seeing these orange signs again. Ah, son of a bitch. Damn it. They're all smiling. Oh, that's nice. That's nice that they're all smiling. They probably don't see the phone. They probably think I'm out of my fucking mind and I'm talking to myself. That's probably what, or they probably think I'm singing to the radio or something. Here, let me get over. Let me get over so that they can go past. Hi, how you doing? Ah, see, speed limit when flashing. That means it's a work area, but it's not flashing, so I'm gonna stick to going 75-ish miles an hour. Nah, fuck it, I'm kicking it back up to 80 until the speed limit tells me otherwise. Or I start seeing flashing yellow lights, or God forbid, start seeing flashing red and blue lights behind me. But you know, where I'm at right now, there's a lot of concrete dividers along here, so I don't think they. Wait a minute, there's a patch of grass right here. See, that's the thing. You got to watch for the patches of grass because you never know when a state trooper is going to be like right around the corner of one of those. You know, so. I'm not telling you should speed. I'm not speeding. I'm only going 10 miles over the limit. That's not illegal. You know, some of these motherfuckers are going 90, 95 miles an hour. That's illegal. That shit's illegal. I'm a fucking choir boy in comparison. Not one of the ones that, you know what I mean. I'm being a saint here when it comes to obeying the laws of traffic. But yeah, I'm not even hungry. Fuck it. It's 15 minutes until my deadline that I set, and I'm not even hungry. The only thing I'm not really concerned, but the only thing I'm wondering is how much battery juice I got on this thing. I don't know. Maybe it'll last me. Maybe it'll last. Monster's kicking in now, folks. I don't know what they put in that stuff, but. Alright, I swear that's all it is. It's just a monster. You watched me pop the can. You've been watching me drink, so I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm not taking anything. So you're all, you know, never drink. I can't get over it enough. I can't tell you enough. Don't fucking drink and drive. Don't do anything and drive like that. You know, if you're gonna go out and get shit-faced, get an Uber. Don't get a cab. Sign up for Uber. Sign up for Lyft. Don't do taxi cabs. Don't do that shit. Last thing you need is to have a load on, and then some Ahmed goat fucker son of a bitch tells you, oh, you did not pay off $5 that you wanted me to pay. It's like I paid you the $1.80 fine before, you know, because they set a $1.80 fee. You ever wonder when you get into a taxi and they got that fee that's like as soon as you get in, it's an automatic $1.80. At least it is in Baltimore. I don't know what it is in other cities, but you know they already have money on the meter once you get into the fucking cab. Well, that's that fee. They already charge you the fee before you get to where you're going. This motherfucker tells me, oh, you did not pay your fee. Because it was $15 to get home from where I was going. I give him a 10 and a 5 and 2 ones as a tip, you know. Actually, no, it was $12. I gave him $15 and he had $3 as a tip, and he went, you did not pay your fee. Fuck you, I paid the fee the moment I got into the goddamn thing. There's your tip, go kiss my ass. Fucking taxis, man. And I had a load on at the time. He kind of killed my buzz a little bit. I hate that. I hate it. I was more pissed off that I lost some of my buzz than I was that I had an argument with a fucking cab driver. That's some bullshit right there. You know. And I don't like to haggle with people. I don't want to have to fucking haggle with people, man. God damn it. I mean, it's like, this is the posted price. This is what you need. There's your money. If I'm at a restaurant, here's like a 10% tip. There you go. Well, maybe not 10%. Like, maybe, well, it's a various. Depends on, you know, I either give them a 5 or a 10, depending on how much I spent. You know what I mean. I'm very grateful about, well, maybe not this asshole at the Sharns Motel. I'll get back to him later. But I'm very grateful of everybody else, you know, at these other establishments, especially at the UPS and everything, for helping me out through the fucking credit card thing. That was very nice of them, and I really appreciate that. That all those, you know, that's like positive stuff I'm gonna be writing about, you know. See, isn't that a damn shame? I got the energy to write about like bullshit like that, but I don't have the tact to get back onto my hub pages things, or for that matter, to write a screenplay or to finish my novel, or you know, I already got most of that Walters Art Museum book written, the one about being a security guard. I already got most. I'm just gonna take like the work journal that I've made and kind of like grab from that and just write different topics from it, you know, kind of copy paste. It's basically already written. I just have to order it, you know, organize it, and there you go. So, but anyway, I'm gonna turn this off for a second. I'll be back at some point. TomTom's about to tell me my next move in about 8 miles, so I don't want you to have to hear her going, "No, make a left at 100," and all that stuff. I'm fucking drowning out. I'm the important person talking here, not you, TomTom. I don't want to, like, you know. Plus, my phone's dying, so I better plug that in and start charging it and all. So I'll be back.